Welcome to the Disney World experience. This is how it all starts and finishes, with a line. Day starts with a line, ends with a line. Sights and sound of Magic Kingdom. Oh yeah, it's 8:30 in the morning.
All right, go run wherever you want. Where's your hat, Chelsea? Do whatever you want. Stand up. You get stepped on. Yep. Get stepped on.
Please put it in the cart. We're not going to need it right now. We're not going to need it. So we.
Squad 51, stand by for response.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here at the one and the only Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. I'm going to place Main Street Fire Rescue in service as of right now, 8:50 in the morning, 10 minutes before park opening. Why did I come out here? Because, like an abusive relationship, I thought that just maybe I might get a shot at riding Tiana's Rainforest Cafe, Bayou Adventure, whatever you want to call it. Because I got the early boarding group. I got number 6, so I'll be in the first ones. But guess what happened? It's fucking broken again. This, y'all, I'm not kidding. This is the 7th time I've tried to ride this dumbass ride. I'm about done. I said I was done last week, and I thought I'll give it one more chance. I'm telling you, this is an abusive relationship is what this is. This is horrible. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna walk around a little bit, see if it opens. I'm only giving it till 11 or 12 though, and I'm moosing out of here. But it is what it is, man. I will say this, to put it in a much different perspective, this is mainly for entertainment content for my channel. There are far greater things that could be going on right now that is much worse than this ride not operating. So a lot of it is for showmanship and just for making humor. So please don't take what I say with a lot of seriousness and take it with a grain of salt. My whole idea, as I've said before, I want my channel to be different. I want people to laugh. I don't want to be so freaking serious like all these other channels are. Like, some of them are so rigid, so serious. They, oh, everything has to be perfect, you know, like the Disney shills and the pixie dusters. So this ain't that. Again, we're gonna go try it out, see if it opens up. If not, I'll throw rocks at it, cuss it out, and we'll go find something else to do. Without wasting any more time, let's get our ass in gear, get in the park. Let's get this Saturday started. Oh, by the way, 4 more weekends till college football Saturday. 4. Let the countdown begin. And we're about at a month for pro. The preseason games start next weekend, actually. This Thursday is the Hall of Fame, and then the next weekend is the first round of the first of 3 preseason games, and then we get the regular season started. Football's around the corner, everybody. I cannot wait. Well, since Tiana's ride is still busted, let's make a day of this, and we'll do Pirates. It's 5 minutes. I do have to say though, it's you have to laugh a little bit, and I understand people are probably first timers, but they were standing here like this with their back to the attraction, just like the way I'm standing, and a cast member was right about where those trash bins are walking towards these guests, and they said, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the Pirates ride is?" He says, "Just turn around." Kind of comical. It has been a quick minute since we've ridden Pirates. Holy crap. Wow. Literally gonna walk right onto the ride.
Inside the boat. And watch your children. And no flash pictures. Prepare
To make sail. She's not practicing good gun safety. She's got her hand on the trigger, pointing it right at that lady. It's very dangerous, ma'am.
The sea's been kind today, but who can tell what dangers lie on tomorrow's tide? The fates have spoken and guided you well. Till we meet again.
here we are, the quote scene of the crime, unquote. 7 times I've tried to ride this ridiculousness and still nothing yet. Oh yeah, boats are all jammed up. Hell yeah. From what I understand is this thing was down the better part of yesterday too. Very few people got to ride this. So here's my issue with this, okay? I really could care less when I get to ride it. Would I like to ride it and see it in person? Yes. I don't live that far away, so if this thing doesn't get going today, not that big a deal. We'll try it again some other time, maybe in August, which is next week. Maybe during one of the Halloween parties. One of the Halloween party days we might try it because there's very few people here. Kind of a little known secret, if you want to do a Magic Kingdom day, if you're not doing the party, that's a good time to do it because very few people are here, wait times are low. I'll show you one day. It's pretty cool actually, it's a little hack. But basically people don't want to pay a full day's ticket to Magic Kingdom and have to be out by 6. So they'll opt to skip Magic Kingdom. Makes sense. But if you come out here, you can get a lot in a few hours actually, because it's not busy. Anyway, back to the original point. I've heard so many things and seen so many things on social media where it's aggravated park guests who have traveled here from around this country, from around the world, trying to ride this, and they can't. And they're all asking, did I do something wrong? Is there, am I not doing something right? No, it's just a garbage ride with a garbage system that they didn't test out correctly, and they just put it into service knowing it was faulty, instead of saying, listen, I know this thing is supposed to open in a week or so. We're having a lot of problems with it. We're going to delay the opening till after summer or early mid-fall. Whenever we get it fixed and it runs correctly, then we'll open it. But Disney didn't do that. They went and opened it anyway, and now all these guests wanting to ride it that are traveling here, spending their hard-earned money, a lot of them are missing out on it. And the frustration is starting to grow on social media. And people are basically getting tired of being nickel and dimed into oblivion, only to do all that and then have a ride that they really want to ride that doesn't work half the time. It only ran, I think, 10% yesterday total. It only operated for like an hour or two yesterday, and the day before that it hardly ran. So, this is also the last full week of, this is also the last really, really busy travel week of the summer season. School's going to start in about a week and a half for a lot of families, except for the knuckleheads up in the Northeast, but y'all are a whole different breed. They might do theirs later, but for the majority of people, everybody's trying to get that last summer vacation in now before school starts. And I'm sure this is on a lot of people's list to ride, and it's not running. It's so frustrating. And what it comes down to is, this is from the report of a cast member. Disney bought this new system for this ride. They knew it had issues, and they just went ahead and installed it, and they thought, oh, well, we'll just correct it as it goes. Well, it's actually gotten worse. They know they need to replace it, so instead of just shutting this thing down and replacing it all at once, they're doing it a little bit at a time, which is the new Disney World these days. After 2020, I'm telling you, everything here changed. It all changed. This, prior to 2020, I'm not saying this wouldn't happen, but it's, because we had the Rise of the Resistance problem, which still acts up to this day, which that's another one that needs completely overhauled. But, Disney of 10 years ago, this wouldn't have happened. They would have done this correctly. But now, I firmly believe it, because this is the most popular of all the Disney parks around the world, which that's just amazing when you compare this against all the other parks. I mean, I love Disney World, but I'm sorry, the international parks are way better in quality and value. Even Disneyland. Like I said, if I didn't live here, I would probably get a magic key to Disneyland and just visit here periodically, which is their Disneyland's annual pass program. So that's just how I feel. Until they get their shit straight here. And like I said, my annual pass is due to renew next year. We'll see what D23 comes out with, but I tell you, man, seriously considering taking a break from the Disney annual pass. I don't know. It's very, very aggravating, because I feel like Disney is just capitalizing on a situation, knowing that people are gonna pay whatever to be here, and they'll just keep screwing people over until people said they had enough. And I think we're getting close to that. I really do. So like I said, my frustration, I do it for more just comedy and all that, for the channel and content, but I feel the frustration of people that come here and spend a lot of money. That I could see where that'd be incredibly aggravating. And the other thing I feel really bad for are the cast members that have to deal with everybody's wrath from being pissed off about not being able to ride this thing. You know, they don't deserve any of that, and unfortunately they're the first ones the guest usually sees, and they take the brunt of it, which isn't right. So this is the queue. I mean, it's very similar to Splash Mountain. I think the layout, I don't think the layout's changed at all, actually. They've changed the lighting, changed some of the effects, decorated some of the birdhouses. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. It's interesting when you can talk to cast members sometimes. Obviously, you'd never mention names, but you know, sometimes they'll just freely give out information. And one of the other reasons they said sometimes why this ride and other rides don't open on time is because they're not broken. They don't have enough cast members, because the staffing has been a serious issue since 2020. And because rides like this take an insane amount of people to run, if they don't have everybody here, they can't run the ride until they get the amount of people here that they need to run this correctly. And that could take who knows how long. So that's the other factor in this. While we're waiting, this is the gift shop. It's basically the old briar patch. They just made some modifications. They put some tree material there and some fireflies, and then they filed all of the thorns off of the briar branches. You can see where those little divots are. That's where the briar thorns used to be. So basically the same shop, just with some modifications to it. Because this was an extension of the briar patch that you slid down into, or what Brer Fox threw a Brer Rabbit into.
So it gave you a select experience pass. You can either bring that to us when we're open or use it somewhere else. I don't recommend using it somewhere else. But it is single use, so once you use it, if anything, it's a select experience.
10:30, still not opening. Again, it amazes me that there are people that do come here that have no idea that you need a reservation for this. And you know, some of it is on people to do research, but I also feel like a vacation to a theme park shouldn't require an engineering degree to do it. This family walked up and asked the cast members, they said, well, how did we ride the boats? And they said, well, it's not open, it's going to be delayed, you know, but if you don't have a reservation, you can't ride this, or a paid lightning lane. They said, well, what does that mean? So they had no idea. They just thought you could walk up and get in line for this thing, as normal theme parks that you can, but not here. And the problem they said, when, you know, just listening to the cast member, when you have these delayed openings like this, it makes it very hard to do a 1 o'clock boarding group call, because you still got to get the morning groups in. And so if this thing is down for another hour or two, it could take the rest of the day just to get the day groups in. So if people that got here that missed out on the morning groups, trying to get a 1 p.m., they might be out of luck. Well, this finally opened up. Holy crap. Well, I was literally ready to walk out of here. It's right at 11 o'clock. We're gonna get to ride. Well, let's see. Let's see if this was worth the wait this morning. The nice thing about this is I literally was right here when it opened up. So we're gonna literally get right on. We won't have to worry about the paid fast pass people. Because once they start realizing this thing's open, this thing's gonna flood with those people, and then they're gonna get the priority, which will back this standby up big time.
anyone can sit with me about sitting up. Well, I'm in sympathy about myself.
Hey y'all, for your safety, please keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. Remain seated and supervise your movements. Let the good times roll.
¿Cómo están, amigos?
Yeah, it feels good in here. That AC is blowing cold.
Dentro del vehículo. Cuiden a sus pequeños y jueguen a las viejas.
There we go. Oh.
Get all the way down to the next cast number.
Alright. I'm going to have the very front of the boat. This will work out great. Put the shades away so I don't lose them.
Come on the other side, let's put your line bar down.
Bam! Right there's where Brer Frog sat, right there in the rocking chair. Now here we are. Incoming! Ah! Ooh. That's a good splash. I'm not quite sure what this is. I mean, it's ingredients for gumbo, but why? All right, let's get going.
Let's pull it loose up ahead and find some musicians for our party. We're going to the rock. Hey, there y'all are. Lewis is up ahead. Let's join him and find a band for our celebration. To the mountain.
Oh yeah, that felt good. That felt real good. There's the animatronic okra I keep hearing about.
Yoo-hoo! Any fans down here? Come out, wherever you are!
All depends on you. So I work real hard each and every day. The things are sure are going my way. Just doing what I do. The real world is coming through and I'm almost there. People come here from everywhere and I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
If you're looking for musicians, you don't have far to go. There will be one of the elders.
This is the old Slip and Falls. Here we go. Oh, God, that was hard on the roids. Ah, that was perfect.
Tiana was right. There are musicians out here and they are cooking.
We gotta keep searching high and low.
How long can I go?
Y'all ready to get
Bam!
down to business?
Tiny, tiny. Uh-oh, here we go.
Where'd they go?
Don't know.
We have to find them.
Oh no. Oh, okay. It's just never mind. I thought we were backing up because the ride went down.
These tiny musicians you found sure do bring the heat.
The bigger you are, the bigger the splash you'll make at the party. Now let's get you to the party. You'll get there in no time.
Yeah. Holy shit. Little damp.
Please remain seated and our journey will resume in 2 shakes of the Gator Tail. The logs about to get going. Hallelujah.
Thank God. Keep it going. Keep it going. We just got to get over this hill. There we go.
He can't go with my big name too fast. Oh,
Right there was the sign that's there. It was right there at the bump on the wall where it said, "It's the truth, it's actual." What's up, everybody? So I was editing my Tiana's Splash Mountain Bayou Adventure vlog, and I didn't realize that the microphone on my G7X2 got a little damp down that splashdown, and everything that I recorded was muffled. And by the time it unmuffled itself, I was done giving my speech on what I thought about the ride. So I cut that out and I'm inserting this in. So here's everything I feel about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Here we go. Alright, so starting with the first thing. It's the same track layout, so that has not changed at all. There was no modifications, no rerouting of track. All the drops are still there. It's basically Splash Mountain with a different theme. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I thought it was boring. I mean, the animatronics are impressive. They really are. The way they move and all that stuff, that's cool. But the storyline, I'm really not sure what's going on. You know, like I said, you're looking for bandmates, and then next thing you know, you're going along a wall that's got ingredients for gumbo in it, and then you're looking for bandmates again, and then you get shrunk way down, and then you get big again, and then you're at this party. And I'm just like, what was that? You know, I'm not sure on that. It's very vanilla for me, and when I say vanilla, I mean it is just there. There's no pizzazz to it. There's no element of like fear or intensity before you get to that drop or the lift hill, the big lift hill. A lot of people have said that would have been ideal for Dr. Facilier to have, you know, that cavern you go down into, back where, you know, Brer Fox finally caught Brer Rabbit, had him tied to the stake, and as you were going up the hill, you know, he's gonna do whatever you want, but please don't throw me in that briar patch. You know, that kind of stuff. And then right before you ascended the hill too, there were the two vultures up there going, "I'll show you a laughing place." You know, so it really, you know, with the thunder and lightning, so it really brought about the intensity of that drop. But this has been sterilized of everything, and it's just there. It's just you find yourself going up a lift hill and then you go down. That's it. There's no build up, no intensity, no nothing. So the ride, from a score of 10, gets a 2 for me. I just didn't like it. I don't like the theming or anything. Now, will I ride it when it's not that busy, and if this thing ever comes off virtual queue? Yeah, I'll get on it from time to time. I mean, it's still the Splash Mountain track. It's a fun ride. It's just I'm not a fan of what they did to it, you know. I still say Tiana should have had her own ride in a New Orleans expansion behind Big Thunder Mountain. That's what they should have done. All that Beyond Big Thunder Mountain stuff they've been talking about, that should have been Disney World's New Orleans Square. Tiana could have had her own ride, her own restaurant. It could have been New Orleans Square like Disneyland. And then you could have gotten there either by a bridge from the mainland, from like behind Big Thunder Mountain, or you could have taken the Liberty Bell over there. Get on the Liberty Bell and go over there. How cool would that have been? You ride by riverboat. I mean, you talk about theming, that's on point. So I feel like they should have done that. instead of reskinning a classic ride, because it just seems half-assed. It really does. Anyway, so that's a 2 out of 10. Now, the other thing that gets a 10 out of 10 for me is the splash and the wet factor. Whatever they did, they changed some things up, and you get soaked on this thing now. Way different than when it was Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain, you got a few drops here, a few drops there, but they modified some things on this, and you really, really get wet. The way it's designed, when you go down these hills, the splash comes over the front of the boat, kind of like Disneyland's does, but then they have the rocks on both sides that are kind of curved like a wave curl, and that water comes up and hits those curves, and it comes right back into the boat. So that they did a really nice job of. It's got a great factor for when it's really, really warm out, like today was. So from that aspect, it's freaking amazing. So I like that a lot. Riding it during the colder months, probably not so much, unless you got, you know, ponchos and that. But, you know, it's going to be hard to imagine riding this in December with as wet as you get now. But on a day where it's in the 70s, 80s, it's perfect. It's very, very good. So I like that part of it. So overall, like I said, the ride track is still fun. Still the same ride track. I didn't like the storyline and theming. I think they could have done, they should have left it alone, and then Tiana should have gotten her own ride. Just my opinion, of course. And then the splash and the wet factor, that's 10 out of 10. You get really wet now. Anybody that's ever ridden Disneyland's version of Splash Mountain, which I'm going to guess that when their Tiana's Bayou Adventure opens up out there, it's going to be very wet. If you've never been out there, our logs here seat side by side. Disneyland seats one behind the other. Think of Space Mountain and Splash Mountain. They're opposites. Our Splash Mountain, I'm going to use Splash Mountain because that's keeping things in line here, in order. Splash Mountain here, you sit two side by side. Splash Mountain Disneyland, you sit one in front of the other. And there's no seat belts, no lap bars, nothing. It's old school log ride. You hold onto the freaking bars, the handlebars on the side of the log, inside the log. And then Disneyland Space Mountain, you ride side by side. Disney World Space Mountain, you ride one behind the other. So they're opposite each other. You get soaked on Disneyland Splash Mountain. Holy moly, you get wet. Man, that thing was designed to soak people. It's kind of reminded me of Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls at Universal. Anyway, that's my take on it. Also, don't set your sights on your whole vacation on doing this ride, okay? It's going to take another year or so if Disney decides to work out all the kinks in this. If you get here and you ride it, it's a bonus. But don't make this the focus of your entire trip. I've seen several posts already where they, you know, they type in there, oh, absolutely defeated. You know, my kids are mad. Everybody's mad because we didn't get a chance to ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Our trip is ruined. First off, don't do that. That's ridiculous to do that to yourself. Second of all, it's a new ride. Yes, this should have been taken care of long before this thing opened, but it's Disney. That's what they do now, especially Disney World. We just open half-ass crap up now. And so this is what it is for a while. Until they get these sensors replaced, all of them, it's going to be an issue. And I still think that a lot of the issue with getting these rides, that one open in the morning, I think it's a cast member situation too, meaning they can't open this thing up till they have everybody in place. And if people call out or they're missing or they don't show up, whatever reason they have, they can't run the ride. So they got to wait for people to come in or get replacements, whatever, and then that delays the opening. So that could be the other factor in this. And obviously the other one is maintenance. So, you know, consider it a bonus if you get to ride it, but again, don't make it the focal point of your whole trip. Don't set yourself up like that. It ain't worth it. It's a good ride, but it's just not. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. So anyway, back to the video. I hope you all enjoyed that. That's my thoughts on the whole thing. Right here. That tidal waves you right there. We'll watch a few boats come down. Now, I'll be curious if I can get on this when there's not so many people riding, and if the boat's more empty, if you get just as wet, I'm curious, because we had a full boat. So the other part where you get really wet is right underneath here, where because the water bounces off the walls and everything of that tunnel you go into, and it just covers you. That was a good one. The one thing I really miss though, we used to get really wet right here on this hill. Does anybody remember the water cannons? Where you'd go down into the briar patch and they'd shoot up this big wad of water and it would just cover the boats. Yeah, here's where we were stuck, right there. Like I said, if you can be right by that waterfall, if you're stuck there for a few, you get the splash from that water. But I will say this, they definitely dialed that waterfall down. That thing used to really splash hard on those rocks, where if you were on the right side of the boat, you get nice and wet. But they've dialed that down a bit. But the ride makes up for it. It really does. You even get splashed on that little drop now if you're in the front. I guess you get splashed in the back too, because the way if you can see, they form the walls. The walls kind of have a almost like a wave-like effect to them, like a crest, where the water comes up underneath and splashes back into the boat. I would love to know when they open this express monorail, because it's well past noon and it's still not open. So the only way back is you got to take the resort monorail. That's another thing that Disney does to save money, because they don't have to put cast members up on that platform. Dude is standing in front of a sign with the big red circle with the line through it saying exit only, no entry. He's like, let's go up here. Can't make this stuff up, man. Man, that's some fresh green fluid right there, right above the danger sign. That's like radiator fluid, but it's electric, so it's got to be something else. Maybe hydraulic? God, I hope not. That's pretty, like I said, that's pretty fresh though. Well, we finally did it. We got on Tiana's Bayou Splash Mountain Rainforest Cafe Adventure. Like I said, it was the ride layout is a fun one, and it really gets you wet. But storyline is just blah. And honestly, riding it during the day, your eyes don't have time to adjust, and it's very dark in there. It really is. Like, it's very low lighting. And Splash Mountain was too, to be fair, but the way they have this set up, it's a bayou at night, so it's even darker. Now, I would be curious to see what it's like riding this at night. You know, your eyes have already adjusted. Might be a little different, but yeah, everything is really dark. There's all the animatronics are in clusters. You know, they're not scattered throughout. They're all together. So there are a lot of periods of just nothingness happening, and it's just there. Or you could see Tiana in the foreground, and she's just kind of standing there awkwardly till your boat comes and trips the sensor. You know, I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna have this ride for a long time, so it is what it is at this point. But I do miss Splash Mountain. It was just a fun ride. This is what happens when you put rides in place that, you know, you're trying not to either offend somebody, or you're trying not to scare people. Like, this is a vanilla ride. That's the best way I can put it. There's nothing intense. There's nothing overly that requires you to think a lot. Nothing really funny. It's just there. Best way to describe it. So, and as I said earlier, don't make this the focal point of your trip. If you get it, you know, plan to ride it. If you get it, great. If not, don't let it destroy your whole vacation. That is ridiculous, some of the stuff people are posting. But on the same token, I can understand why they get frustrated, because the money that Disney's charging for putting out crap products at the moment. Products that aren't ready to go at the start of the day, you know? I mean, it just, I can see where people do get aggravated, but don't let this whole thing demolish your vacation, you know? Just consider it a bonus if you get a chance to ride it. Do it that way. That's about all I got. We're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go sit by the pool. It's hot as H out. It's humid as H out. Feels like it's gonna rain later. Yeah, it's sticky. I need a shower. But I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'll see you all very soon. Main Street Fire Rescue, out of service. This has been the truth, and it's been actual. I hope for all you watching out there, it's been mighty satisfactional. If you like this video, give it a like. It really helps. It really, really, really helps. And if you like what you see, give me a subscribe. See what's coming up next. We're on the march to 500. We're getting there. Thank you all very much for your support. See ya.